Right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A bit of a break. Less humid air for the weekend, plus severe weather chances overnight into tomorrow morning.
A St. Louis fumble. Hundreds of millions of dollars from the Rams settlement just sitting there. Our I-team asking, what's taking so long to divvy up the cash? First, friends grieve for 2 teens killed in an overnight crash.
It's pretty hard to believe, yeah. It's very shocking.
Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. Just 2 hours ago, St. Peter's police released the names of the 2 Fort Zumwalt North High School students killed in a crash overnight. It happened along Mid-Rivers Mall Drive between Mexico Road and Grand Teton Drive. Our Robert Townsend joins us live from the scene of that crash.
Mike, earlier this evening we came back out here to this crash site, and so did several classmates of those 2 friends who lost their lives here.
It's pretty hard to realize.
It's actually shocking.
It's a tough time for these students at Fort Zumwalt North High School. On Thursday, they learned 2 of their classmates, 16-year-old Wyatt Manlove and 16-year-old Omarion Maury Thomas, were both killed in a car crash. Friends shared these photos of the boys.
Real great guy, loved to have fun.
Gabe Davison played on Fort Zumwalt North's football team with his buddy, Maury Thomas.
Actually very upset when I heard about it because I've known him for such a long time, probably 5-6 years. It's hard.
5 on your side has learned shortly after 2:30 this morning, the 2 teens were in Wyatt Manlove's Nissan Juke, headed northbound on Mid-Rivers Mall, just north of Grand Teton Drive. Within moments, they had a single car crash. Both boys died at the scene.
It's pretty hard to believe, yeah.
Will McNally cannot believe his friend Omari Thomas, whom he just saw 2 days ago, is now gone.
Oh, he always was kind, very personable, friends with everybody.
Police say the 2 teens were riding in Wyatt Manlove's car. Right now, investigators don't know if speed or other factors contributed to the crash. What is clear, when these students stop by the crash site, you can see the pain in their eyes as they hold their friends' families close.
Yeah, I'm keeping them in my thoughts and prayers.
I can't even imagine the pain that they're going through.
Now, school officials released a statement saying they too are saddened by the boys' passings. Crisis counselors will be at Fort Zumwalt North tomorrow and next week, helping those who need support. We're live in St. Peter's. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the St. Louis region is no longer under an excessive heat warning, but it's still pretty hot and humid out there. And there is another weather concern right now. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is in for Scott, and he's tracking developing thunderstorms.
Yeah, hi, Mike. So 90 right now, but it feels like with the humidity, 99 degrees at 10 o'clock. So our second thing we're watching, not only the heat, but this front. And right along that front, eventually we'll get that less humid air in here for Saturday and Sunday, maybe even tomorrow evening. But this is the thunderstorm potential energy where you see the pink. That's where you have a really good amount of energy to work with, to get these things going. So what we're going to do now is show you that radar shot, because even that energy stays with us a little bit tomorrow, too, as that front sags to the south. So current Doppler weather radar is showing a couple of showers, Lincoln County and also into Calhoun County. But the big cell is out of our viewing area where you see the pinks on here, a little bit of hail and even 2 to 3 inches of rainfall as it bubbles up around Monroe County, Missouri. So we'll watch these throughout the night. Coming up, I'll time out that future cast and show you what it is showing. Mike?
All right, Jim, we'll see you then. Breaking news tonight out of Alabama. 2 people are dead. 1 is hurt after a shooting at a church. It happened just hours ago at the St. Stephen's Episcopal Church outside Birmingham. Police did take a suspect into custody. No word at this hour on a motive. According to the church's website, there was a potluck dinner taking place tonight. Tonight, we're getting a closer look at a string of car dealership break-ins in the St. Louis region. Just this morning, 6 or 7 people hit a business in Wentzville and were able to get away with 5 cars. Our Travis Cummings went to Jefferson County to talk to a dealership that's had to deal with something very similar for a second time.
You feel violated. It's extremely stressful and obviously very expensive.
3 feelings no business owner wants to face.
It really aggravates me.
Something Joe Pettis has dealt with not once, but twice. Screen captures show thieves with hoodies and masks breaking into his dealership on Highway 21 in DeSoto early one morning.
Broke into our key machine, crowbar and a hammer, ran outside, unlocked the doors, ran outside and had mounds of keys.
A week later, Pettis got hit again at their location in Leadington. Same operation played out on camera, but no success.
I guess they just didn't find anything that they wanted, or they felt really rushed.
It's the high-performance cars with high horsepower these thieves are after.
Your Challenger SRTs, your Hellcats, the 392, same thing with the Charger, same thing with the Durango, or even a Grand Cherokee.
The owner catching one of his vehicles on social media at an illegal drag racing event doing donuts. The thieves damaged the cars, then dumped them.
They wrecked 3 of them, 2 of them before they got out of the parking lot, and rolled one not even 30 feet away from us. It's not exactly experienced drivers, right? So you could imagine what they're doing at high speeds. You know, somebody's gonna get hurt.
The dealership was able to catch all of this on camera, the thieves coming into the store and leaving out with the keys. They say big changes are coming to their security.
It really lights a fire under us to help find these people, and to let other dealers know that, like, if you think you're safe, you're not.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
And Pettis is working with police departments in both DeSoto and Farmington, as well as the Auto Theft Task Force in St. Louis. If you have any information on these crimes, you can call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. The Major Case Squad has made 2 arrests in a burglary-turned-deadly shooting in the Metro East. Martin Morrison and Michael Johnson are both charged with murder and burglary. Investigators say they broke into a home in New Athens back on June 2nd. It appears the 3 victims interrupted the crime. All 3 were shot. One of them died. St. Louis County will soon be on the hunt for a new health director. Today, embattled acting director Faisal Khan announced he will step down in September. Our Brett Solomon is here with reaction to the end of Khan's controversial tenure.
That's right, Mike. New tonight, elected leaders and even you are sounding off. Khan led the county through the height of the pandemic, facing criticism from those who didn't agree with his methods of containing the virus. Things only escalated from there.
He's probably doing what's best for himself and his family to move on at this particular point.
St. Louis County Council Chair Rita Hurd Days not mincing words about the man who led the county's health department for 3 years before returning last year to serve as acting director. Thursday, Dr. Faisal Khan announced he's stepping down, although he didn't say why.
Is this a good thing?
I think it might be a good thing at this particular point, knowing that he was not going to be confirmed by this council.
That decision came in December when the county council denied confirming Khan to take on the role full-time. At one point, the acting health director claimed a group of anti-maskers yelled racial slurs at him.
I'm conducting the meeting, but I was concerned that someone had accosted or assaulted him as he accused.
Later, a police officer's account and video debunked those claims. Khan apologized for pointing his middle finger at the group.
You're a public servant, as we are. We don't always agree with everybody. We don't agree with every constituent, but we must maintain that professional demeanor.
County Executive Sam Page applauding Khan's service, saying in a statement, like health directors across the country, he faced intense criticism, including threats against his life for following science and data. On social media, people leaving comments like this, quote, "This couldn't come any sooner," and, quote, "I think we should do like other companies. Thank you for your notice. Your services will no longer be needed." In a statement today, Dr. Khan called his term an honor and a privilege. Tonight, I reached out to see if he's interested in speaking on camera about his decision to step down. I'll let you know when we hear back.
Brent, thanks. There's been a lot of talk about the $750 million settlement St. Louis City, County, and the Regional Sports Authority won against the Rams. But it seems like very little action. Tonight, the I-Team's Christine Byers talked to 3 members of the board working to divvy up the money and learned that money should have been earning money.
It's been 7 months since the landmark settlement against Stan Kroenke and the NFL came down, which, after attorney's fees, totals about $513 million. Put that money into an account with even just a 1% interest rate, and actuaries tell the I-Team you're talking about an extra $5 million a year for just sitting there. The I-Team has learned the settlement sat in a no-interest account for the first 60 days, and for the past 4 months, it's been in a low-interest account. The board voted unanimously Wednesday to move the money into a high-interest account. The Reverend Earl Nance Jr. is the chairman.
We have commissioners that thought that would be a great idea in order to make the money work for all of us and expand it, grow it, while it's sitting there while we deliberate, and therefore have more to work with.
Why wasn't it done sooner?
Good question. Nobody brought it up.
Joseph Blanner is among the commissioners who believe the money should earn as much interest as possible.
All three parties, however much money they end up with after the funds are allocated, all three parties are a fair ways off before any money gets spent, right? And so in the intervening period, why wouldn't we, to be good stewards of that money, why wouldn't we want to earn the highest rate of interest on it that we can?
Commissioner Dave Spence told me by phone the plan calls for the money to be put into safe investments backed by the U.S. Treasury. Now, St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones and St. Louis County Executive Sam Page need to agree on the proposal to move it. Reverend Nance believes they will. He also feels confident all parties will reach a settlement to divide up the money by the end of the year.
We appreciate the public's patience with us, but hopefully before the end of the year we'll have something to report.
For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Now, County Executive Sam Page hasn't said if he'll support moving the money to a higher interest-bearing account. Mayor Tashara Jones' office sent a statement just hours ago. It said, in part, any funds the city procures through this historic agreement must be invested responsibly with an eye towards our children and grandchildren, not the next election cycle. You can read the full statement at ksdk.com. Compensation for competing.
They're not like other college students where they can go out and get a part-time job.
The new state law allowing Mizzou to help its student athletes maximize their earning potential. Cracking the code. A warning tonight from our Verified team to think twice before scanning a QR code with your phone.
Storm chances increase overnight into tomorrow morning. We do have the risk of scattered severe storms. Details on the timing coming up.
If you have a tip for the 5 on your side I-Team, call us at 314-444-5231 or email 5onyourside@ksdk.com. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential.
A Missouri native was front and center in today's January 6th committee hearing on Capitol Hill. John Wood, a former Republican-appointed U.S. attorney, questioned witnesses. He's serving as senior investigative counsel for the committee. Today, the focus was on Vice President Mike Pence. President Trump is said to have pressured the then vice president to reject the 2020 presidential election results. According to committee aides, President Trump's campaign against Pence had a direct influence on the violence that day. Mizzou Athletics is expanding a program allowing its student athletes to cash in on their success. It comes after Governor Mike Parsons signed an amendment today to the Name, Image, and Likeness Law. The university and its coaches are now allowed to help student athletes seek out third-party deals. The legislation was introduced by State Senator Barbara Washington, who was a Mizzou athlete herself.
As a former athlete at Mizzou, I have several friends who didn't have enough money to wash their clothes.
There is a lot of good provisions in this bill that's helping everyday students out there to be better, and I don't want to get that lost in just the headlines.
Mizzou Athletics will also be required to provide yearly financial development to its student athletes. Well, you can scan a QR code for just about anything these days, but think twice before you do. Our Verified team uncovers how they can be used to steal your personal information. Here's Adiande Till.
QR codes have become popular with restaurants and other businesses throughout the pandemic as a touchless way to share information. Verified viewer Stephanie told us she received a postcard in the mail claiming to be from Amazon.com and inviting her to test a new product. The postcard said the recipient could scan a QR code to register their name and contact information if they're interested. And she wanted to know if it was legit. So we reached out to Amazon and they confirmed that the postcard that Stephanie received, it's a scam and it's not authorized by Amazon. The company encourages people not to respond to these types of messages. And that led us to question whether scammers can use QR codes to steal your personal information. So let's verify. Our sources are the Better Business Bureau and the FBI. Both the Better Business Bureau and the FBI issued warnings about QR code scams. The BBB says QR code scams are on the rise and have become a way for scammers to, quote, disguise malicious links since they can't be read by the human eye. The FBI says, quote, cybercriminals are tampering with QR codes to redirect victims to malicious sites that steal login and financial information, unquote. So we can verify, yes, scammers can use QR codes to steal your personal information. The BBB and the FBI offered these tips for avoiding QR code scams. 1. Don't scan QR codes that come in unsolicited messages from strangers, even if they promise gifts or other opportunities. 2. After scanning a code, check the website URL to make sure it's authentic before entering any personal information. And finally, don't download apps from QR codes. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What can we verify for you? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com.
We will be the best damn World Cup host in the history of the world.
Celebration tonight in Kansas City. The World Cup is coming to the Show Me State. Kansas City was named one of 16 North American cities to host the games in the 2026 tournament. They'll be played at Arrowhead Stadium. Forbes predicts each city can expect a windfall as much as $480 million. All right, let's go back to Jim and talk about these storms and when they might hit, Jim.
Yeah, so we're watching, Mike, this front. So the front, and we've had the instability today, you know, that really the high dew points, and we need that trigger. There's the front right there. So we have that, plus other storms developing and causing outflow boundaries. So some rain cooled air. Already have a severe thunderstorm watch northwest Missouri. That's brand new. So a big cluster of storms forming up here around Nebraska. And then we have one severe cell, Shelby County and also into Monroe County in Missouri, but it's not moving much at all. So it's kind of bubbling up in this area. A lot of lightning, probably quarter-inch hail there, and also gusts possibly as high as 60 miles an hour. The rain 2 to 3 inches, but it really isn't moving toward Pike County. Here's Pike County, our viewing area, and also Lincoln County, a couple of showers there, but we will absolutely watch these cells throughout the night and the cells and the bigger cluster that's forming right around Omaha. So in yellow, all of us have a risk of some severe weather. Hail and high wind, the biggest threat. And of course, looking at not only that, but also the lightning in some of these has been pretty intense, along with a very heavy rain and the possibility of some flash flooding. So the Futurecast is showing a chance of showers and storms in here. This one particular model, 1:30 in the morning, right through Troy and St. Charles and Jerseyville. And you get the idea here, even at 3 a.m. through the metro and into Illinois. And then we'll watch another cluster to the north. So this particular model showing the continuing and ongoing activity all the way through the morning hours. But after that, things should stabilize and we likely will clear up as we head into Friday evening. But there is a heat advisory for the southwestern portions of the area, Gasconade County to Iron and Reynolds County and Madison County until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. But most of us, the warnings and advisories have ended until we get to next week. And I'll show you that coming up on the 10-day. More heat's coming. 90 right now at Lambert, and it feels like 99 with all that humidity and the dew points are high. Temperatures in most areas have fallen back into the 80s. We're likely going to stay around 80 in St. Louis, and that's what we did this morning, 82. That's a new record for a warm overnight low, 97 for that record high. And yes, it has been very dry so far this month, 1.45 inches below average. All right, 10-day forecast showing 93 for Friday, those storms in the morning, then less humid Saturday, 88. You'll love that. Juneteenth and Father's Day, less humid, 90. But Monday, probably not a lot of humidity, but 98. Summer arrives Tuesday at 101.
Going to be hot again. All right, yeah. Jim, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Well, Mike, we have some incredible action from day one at the U.S. Open. We have a look at a future star for the St. Louis Cardinals and some bad news about a present Cardinal. Stick around, please. The national championship of golf will be determined on Sunday afternoon in Brookline, Massachusetts. You can see it right here on 5 on Your Side. And you just have a feeling that with the way some of the greats are playing right now, we could have a lot of star power in the hunt at the U.S. Open. Golfer Tom Kim meet Tom Turkey, who decided to take in a little golf today. Hey, Meadowbrook's Chris Nagel finished with a 73 today. He started on 10, so this birdie on 18 got him to 1 over. A really good day for Chris Nagel. The tour player most outspoken about the LIV Tour, Rory McIlroy. He had some issues early, but then rebounded. He actually had the lead after that birdie and finished at -3. Phil Mickelson struggled all day long. He 4-putted here on the 6th and wound up the day 8 over 78. The leader is Adam Hadwin, and this is how he got it. A long iron approach on 9, and he has it dialed in. That is going to set up a tap-in birdie. He's at -4, 1 shot ahead of 5 others.
66 at a U.S. Open to take the first round lead is incredible. It's amazing. It's something nobody can ever take away from me at this point. But, I got bigger things in my mind. There's lots of golf left. I mean, I've been around the block a few times, and I've missed cuts from this position before.
84 of the best junior golfers across 10 states took the course at beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club today for the St. Louis Junior Invitational. A selection committee vets the process to determine who plays from ages 4 to 19. It's a chance for local athletes to showcase their talent in front of college coaches from across the Midwest.
Our goal was to maybe more locally become the #1 junior in maybe Missouri or the Midwest. And we're well on our way because we've had tremendous success for the past 4 years. This will be our 3rd tournament. We did have a down year with COVID.
It's actually my first opportunity to come to the St. Louis Junior. We recruit statewide, region-wide, and nationwide all summer. We're able to evaluate all levels and just trying to find some kids that might be able to play for Missouri.
You are looking at arguably the best hitting prospect the Cardinals have had since Albert Pujols. This is Jordan Walker. He walked it off for Springfield the other night. He's hitting .313 with 7 homers for the Redbirds. Let's talk about that walk-off, Jordan.
I couldn't put into words even if I wanted to. Just seeing the ball and the ball fly as it was going out was pretty exciting, and then being able to share it with my teammates was even more exciting. So I can't even put it into words, man, but if you saw my face when it happened, I was pretty excited. So I think just unreal excitement is the only way I can describe it. It was a really good feeling.
The Cardinals and Red Sox will begin a 3-game series tomorrow in Fenway Park, and the Cardinals will do it without Yadier Molina. The Athletic is reporting that Molina will be placed on the 10-day injured list with persistent knee soreness. Molina is hitting .213 on the season. Albert Pujols got a suite for tonight's NBA Finals game in Boston, and he invited all of his Cardinal teammates to join him. Right now, though, it's a struggle for Jason Tatum and the Celtics. He has 13 points, and Golden State is about to wrap up their 4th World Championship in 8 years, and I am going to check that score one more time. Right now, Golden State leads at 102-90 with about a minute left in this one. And that will do it in sports.
All right, Justin will be back. All right, thanks. Or Jason, right? Jason. Dates for deals. When you can save big on Amazon and join a warehouse club for less than $10. The annual Folds of Honor campaign, sponsored by Schnucks, is now underway. From now until July 4th, you can round up at the register. Money raised goes towards scholarships for spouses and children of fallen and wounded service members. 5 on Your Side is a proud partner of the campaign. Amazon shoppers, mark your calendars for July 12th and 13th. Those are the dates for this year's Amazon Prime Days. For 48 hours, you'll be able to save on electronics, toys, household items, clothes, and much more. Starting tomorrow, you can get a Sam's Club membership for just $8. That's $37 off the annual membership. The deal is for new members only and runs through June 26th. The $8 membership was first introduced after the Super Bowl. And bad news for Frank Cusimano, Justin Bieber has postponed more of his U.S. Justice Tour. This includes the June 23rd show at Enterprise Center. Tickets will be honored for a rescheduled date. Refunds also available. Bieber continues to recover from a virus that caused facial paralysis. And before we go, Jim has a final check of the weather.
Well, Mike, so tonight what we're watching is not only that heat, it's still 90 degrees in St. Louis and it feels like 99, but it will cool down by the weekend. And we're watching a severe thunderstorm watch just to our north and west, and a big cluster of storms headed southeast. Severe cell around Monroe County, Missouri is weakening and kind of bubbling up in the same spot, but we'll watch these storms throughout the night.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. John Lithgow is Jimmy's guest. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4:30 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.